everyone, welcome back to another video. I am currently going to do some hill work. It's a little windy, so sorry if you can't hear me all that well. And yeah, I'm on Cav, and this is going to be more of a compilation style video because I've been doing hill work all throughout January and now February, which is very rare, but I'm super excited that I get the opportunity to do so, so obviously we're taking full advantage. And yeah, we'll start in January and then we'll work our way up to February. And I'm super excited for you guys to follow along because we are currently trying to build up fitness for a 1-star. Obviously, that's way at the end of this year, hopefully. But I want novice and training to be a breeze. So I figure we build up our fitness now so we don't run into any fitness issues while we're out on the cross country at a show. And everything will be just so much easier and so much smoother. So yeah, follow along.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to do hill work in December, which is really rare.
Here's the fit check. Very cute. Very fluffy.
Yeah.
Hi guys! So here in this clip you can see Todders running around with one of the foals. They were very excited that we were out. She absolutely loves cross country, and you saw her watching as me and Cav were getting on and getting ready. And so that's just kind of what this is. It's just, oh, she loves cross country. And then there's my pony and my friend who was also riding out with me. I do trot sets in pairs sometimes, or sometimes I'll do it alone. It really just depends who's there. Hello everyone, welcome back with another video. We are on Cav today and it's December and we're gonna do some hill work. So yeah, it is currently like 60 degrees, a little bit of a wind. I'll probably have to take my sweatshirt off, but there's no snow on the ground and the ground looks hard. I know it does, but it's actually relatively soft. So what we're gonna do is, instead of waiting till March to get our fitness up, we're gonna try and keep as much of it as we can throughout the winter. And yeah, so hill work, I will do trot sets or just a long trot. So I have done 3 days of trot sets the past few days. So I think we're just gonna trot for about 20-ish minutes straight. By the end of March, we're looking to be able to do 30 minutes of trot, 6 minutes of canter, and then 10 minutes of trot afterwards. But, I mean, he's worked pretty hard this week, so we're just gonna do something that's a lot easier for him today. And yeah, this is incredibly unusual. There's normally snow all over the ground, but I am super excited to get this opportunity. So yeah, I'll probably put some videos of the trot sets we did last time. I was with a person, but it was 50-mile-an-hour winds and we were getting assaulted by tumbleweeds. So I chose not to record and focus on my horse and choose life. Because, once again, I am an equestrian first and I make content second. And my pony will always come first. So I'm gonna warm up for probably another 5-10 minutes-ish just to get all those joints moving, and then we're gonna go for about 20. I normally count this by just playing songs and counting them out, so when I hit about 20 minutes, timers scare me. The aggressive buzzing, I don't like them. So yeah, I'm gonna take some clips while we're going, and we might canter a little bit, but that's kind of not the meat and potatoes of this exercise. And yeah, like I've said in previous videos, we're hoping to go novice in training. So we got to make sure we have that fitness. And I know he doesn't look super fit right now, but he's covered in about like probably 2 or 3 inches of fluff. And I also want him to have some good weight for the winter. Because, you know, if it gets cold, I want him to not shiver off any muscle or anything like that. And we can always trim the fat down in about a week or 2 because he loses it super easily. So yeah, I'm gonna finish the walk warm up and then get started on the trot. Here we have some clips from the more endurance-y trail ride working type thing. I mean, we weren't actually trail riding. We were going pretty decently. In the video, he's not super in frame. He's still using himself decently well, though. That's why I don't video for long periods of time, specifically when I'm doing trot sets and working out like this, because he gets distracted really easily, which I love him for because it means he's always thinking, which it's so much easier to ride a horse that's always thinking than one that checks out. However, it does mean that for stuff like this, I have to be constantly putting little bits of pressure in different parts of his mouth just to be like, hey, can you be softer here? Can you be softer here? Can you be softer here? Stuff like that. Not a big deal at all. I kind of prefer it like that because I feel like it gives me a little bit more control and we're much more communicative and we work better together. But I still wanted to take some videos of us trotting. So here we are going up this big hill and he's a very good boy. He loves being out in the cross country. I'd say it's one of his favorite things, even if we're not jumping, just trot sets. He loves it so much.
We did about 6 or 7 minutes of canter because he was so good and that's his favorite part. He thinks that trotting is dumb. And now probably gonna walk for like 15, 20 minutes. Gonna let him cool off. And yeah, we're gonna put him back and he's been so good. We ended up trotting for actually about 25. So, you know, and then I gave him like 30 seconds of walk in between the trot and the canter. And he's not huffing and puffing too bad. I'm honestly not huffing and puffing too bad either. So it's good for both of us. And he's gonna get the next 2 days off anyways. So yeah, it's not hard out. If the ground is hard and I'm doing this, then I poultice the legs. But I mean, the ground looks solid as a rock, but it's incredibly soft. So I'll give him a quick hose and of course cookies and treats because he's perfect angel baby. And yeah, his favorite is being out here though. But he was so good. And I'm so thankful just to have a horse that is so game. And yeah, he means the world to me. And if you guys have a horse like that at home, I hope they mean the world to you. Because there's very few, in my opinion, that are like that. Yeah, and here's the aftermath. We are sweaty. Just spent about 2 minutes walking. Yes, that is his dressage bridle. But as you can see, he's not puffing too hard. So even though we're very sweaty, it wasn't the hardest workout. Yeah, very handsome boy. Okay, it is currently February, and once again, track is clear. It's a nice 60 degrees. So I just letting him walk warm up on a loose rein. Obviously I wouldn't do this for all the horses, but I trust him, and I also trust him to listen to my aids when I ask for him. So this is a very special privilege that only him and a few other horses will get. Today I've decided we're gonna do some timed trot sets. So it's gonna be like trot for 5 minutes, walk for 2, trot for 5, walk for 2, stuff like that. I've also historically done just more endurance trot sets where it's just like 18 minutes of trot, 5 minutes of walk, 18 minutes of trot. But I think it's good to switch it up because we want both types. We want endurance, but we also want more punchy, just faster trot. Besides, I think it's really important that you don't get your horse into too much of a routine and you switch it up on them. That way they're just more ready for anything and they don't get too used to it. So when you then change what you're doing, they don't go, what's going on? I don't understand. We've been doing the same thing for 6 months. Whereas they're like, oh yeah, we change what we're doing all the time. This is fine. As you can see, the track has been groomed. Everything's pretty good. We did have a lot of windstorm, so there is some minor debris on the track, but you know, that won't be hard to avoid at all.
And here we are out again on the trot sets. I thought our shadow looked super cool, so I'll probably take a few videos of that during this clip, trying to get the right angle. Unfortunately, it's pretty hard to ride and keep your horse in frame and, you know, take a video of it. So there's going to be a lot of flipping of the camera and a lot of the sky and stuff like that, just because I'm trying to be like, yeah, I can get my horse in frame when we're working out on the cross country. And it takes a hot minute to demonstrate because we're going down the hill and stuff. And there we can kind of see it a little better, and you can see his fancy little feet in the shadow. And I was trying to get the clip, and I just couldn't get it how I wanted it. But he's such a good boy while I'm fooling around. Here you can see he's actually pretty in frame and pretty up as we're going up the hill. Once again, he's always alert, always prepared for me to ask anything of him and for him to do his best. And I am so, so, so grateful for that. And there I am, upside down, but happy still. And back to the pony. And yeah, this was one of our first trot sets for this day, and he was super excited to be out here, which I love his excitement.
Okay, we're done with number 1. It was about 9 minutes of trot. We're gonna do 4 minutes of walk and then another 9 minutes of trot, and we're gonna do that a few times. My hand was just over the speaker, so in case we didn't pick that up, I did about 9 minutes of trot. We're gonna do 4 minutes of walk. Then we're gonna do another 9 minutes of trot, another 4 minutes of walk, and we're just gonna kind of keep going back and forth. I don't plan on cantering today. Maybe a little bit at the end as a treat if he wants to. But the main goal for this is just to increase stamina, and you can do that just fine at the trot. As you can see, now that he's in work mode, he's very much stretchy and relaxed. Much different from earlier, so yeah.
And here we have part of our second trot set for the day. We're still going up the hill. He wants to canter, and I'm not letting him with my seat and my thigh. That's why we get that kind of sideways. It's him just trying to be like, oh, I could go faster if I go sideways because I'm covering less forward ground and maybe she won't notice. I did. But he's very, very clever like that, and I love him so much.
Okay, second trot lap done. We're gonna do the same thing one more time, and then we'll be done. We're both getting a little tired, but you know, it's good for both our staminas and whatnot. And yeah, I did let him do a nice collected canter up one hill because he was being a good boy, so why not? I tend to only do a nice working or collected canter when I'm out here doing hill work because that's kind of the default I want him at on cross country. So that way, you know, when we're galloping around and then we come to a combination where I need to compress, he's like, oh yeah, this is what we normally do out here. I'm used to it. He'll come back really easy. Because this horse, the go is not an issue at all. So we focus more on the whoa in our trot work. Okay, I did not get any footage of our last set because we both needed to focus very hard, but we're both doing good. And yeah, thank you for joining me on my trot sets, and hopefully you will see us in the FEI because of this year.
And remember, the world is dangerous, so don't die out there.